Alright, so received a question, an email. Question is, what is the perfect student in martial arts in your mind? Because that's the question I want to answer. Um, you know, recently I've come about a way to assess a student's development. I almost gave up on it. I attempted it before, and it didn't go out the way that I wanted to. I think that students have a good way of hiding who they truly are, and it's really hard to assess a person's development, not just within the school, but also, outside of the school and the way that they live their life. I feel that it's a total assessment. It's not just about you know um, being really fit. Being really fit is part of it. Um, but the way that I break it down is body, mind, and spirit. So they need to be fit. That's one thing that's very certain. In fitness, I mean very fit for their age and gender. I don't expect everybody to be Olympic athletes, but they should be very fit for their age and gender, and it shouldn't be artificial fitness. It shouldn't be like steroid type of fitness. It shouldn't be like enhancement drugs. It should be like natural hard work and fitness, possibly genetics and good nutrition, good sleep. Um, General guidelines is, the person should, I like to test people like in the barbell squat, they should be barbell squatting like their own weight, like numerous times with no problems, probably over 20, 30 times or whatever the case may be. They should be able to do pull-ups, absolutely no problem. Maybe over 20 pull-ups with good form, full extension. They should be able to bench press their weight probably over 20 or 30 times or more, touching their chest with every rep. They should be able to do L hold. They should be able to do handstand push-ups with the wall assisting them. They should be able to do push-ups no problem. Over 50 push-ups with good form. Good form, good technique. Um, like they should have cardio. They should be able to jump rope like no problem. 10 minutes straight, no problem. They should be able to run a mile, no problem. Like general guidelines of fitness. They should be able to meet all those standards. If they need to break a board, they should be able to break boards. Um, they should be conditioned. Their fists should be conditioned. Their arms, their legs, their shins, their abs should be conditioned. They should be meeting the standards for physical fitness as far as body fat percentage. They should be at a healthy range. They shouldn't be over fat, overweight. Um, they should be proportionate with their weight distribution. They shouldn't, they should have a healthy heart, healthy internally. They shouldn't get sick that often. They should look younger than they actually are. You know, um, they, they should look, when you look at them, they just should look like somebody that's takes care of themselves. Takes care of their hygiene and everything. Brush their teeth all the time, taking showers all the time. You know, take smelling good. That's very important. Just somebody that really takes care of their body. It's extremely important. Well maintained. All of that is important. That's the physical development, and that could be assessed by just observations through the test of time. What else is important is, of course, because it's the martial arts, combative ability. They should have good form and techniques in their punches, in their kicks. Um, they should be very well rounded. Elbow striking, knee striking. They should be able to handle themselves on the ground if the fight ever got to the ground. Um, when it comes to forms, they should know the forms by memory. They should be able to execute the techniques, almost without thinking. Um, when it comes to sparring, it should come with ease. They should be able to. You should be able to visually see them be able to move well, and not get hit too often, and deliver strikes very efficiently with precision, speed, and accuracy. They should have endurance when they're sparring. Um, it should be easy for them. They shouldn't be in fear. They should be somebody that's in control when they're sparring. And also, that's also in accordance to, their age, their gender. You know, um, when it comes to the wooden dummy, they should be very proficient. They should know the forms in the wooden dummy. They should know the form, the free form, without the equipment. They should know the forms of whatever school that they're in. Um, when they punch, when they kick, you should see the technique, and then have respect. Wow, you see the speed, you see the power. You see them moving with ease. When they're sparring, they're not getting beat up. They're protecting themselves. Another thing that's very important is like their control of their techniques. Emotional control. Physical control. They shouldn't be fighting out of anger. At all. They should be fighting in meditation, and pretty much at ease of what they're doing. It's kind of like watching somebody that swim that's really good. It's just so easy and effortless for them. It's not like they're like about to drown, or they're just like exerting an immense amount of energy and basically not performing to the standard of which they should. So it all comes together in the techniques, the forms, hitting the punching bag, they should have good form, hitting the focus mitts, they should be able to break boards, no problem. They should be able to do the wooden dummy, sparring, various people, small people, tall people, women, men, they should be in control in what they do. Not fighting, not sparring out of anger, but in control of the situation. What else? Then meditation is the last one. Their spiritual development, and whether or not they have a growth in the meditative aspect. Humbleness is extremely important. That's something that it shouldn't. It's not necessarily something that you could teach them. It's something that's within them. They need to be humble. And you should feel this energy. It shouldn't be a fake and false humbleness. It should be a real humbleness. They should have really good control of their ego. They shouldn't lose control of that ego and have it overtake them. They shouldn't be people that boast a lot, that are very proud and prideful. These people should not be competitive. They should be very much self-reflective, more introverted rather than extroverted. They're more about their own individual growth. They're not trying to step over people. Basically a big part of it is compassion. They have to be compassionate. They got to have a compassionate heart. They got to be loving. They got to be extremely respectful. Respectful towards authority, respectful towards other students, respectful towards strangers, their own family, their parents, their siblings, their friends, their bosses. They should be respectful people. People that don't want to fight. People that are not in the martial arts school to fight. Like they don't want to pick fights. They don't want to fight, and it's almost like, they are the individuals that should learn how to fight because they don't want to fight. They should have really good control of their anger and their emotions. They should have control of their desires and their attachments. They got to be very mature people, very responsible as well. People that are not just training and that's all they do. They should be working. They should be making money. They should be making a living. They should have other goals in life outside of the training. They should be developed in many different areas. Not only should they be good students, but they should also be good teachers. They should be able to teach and be patient, remaining humble while they teach. Um, they should never be the type of people that would beat up people, you know, to be ahead. They're the type of people that just they don't care for rank. They don't care to be recognized, but yet they are recognized. You know, um, just a good human being. You know what I mean? Like the way people would judge Jesus, whether or not he's a good person. That's how a good student should be. He should be judged on whether or not he's a good person, not just whether or not he could, not just about whether or not he could fight. And then in addition, he not only does he have to be a good person inside and outside of the martial arts school, but he should be able to defend himself. Not only without weapons, not just unarmed, but he should also be able to defend himself with weapons. So he should be able to operate the firearm with efficiency, and all sorts of other weapons, no matter be the sword or knife or nunchucks or sticks, whatever weapons, he should be proficient. Physical fitness, he should be extremely fit for his age and gender. Those are the attributes that I would associate to be the number one, like the top students, um, the perfect students, and they're hard to find, and the way that I have it structured in my school so far, I've decided to re-implement the rank, but there's only going to be one. It's just going to be one top student per year, and the objective is to maintain that position for the entirety of your training, or the entirety of your life. So in my school, so far I ranked somebody for 2015, the top student for 2015. Then there'll be a top student for 2016, a top student for 2017, and so on and so forth. And the objective is, once you get to that top position, you want to maintain that position for every single year. And as the school grows and more people join, it should be more difficult to maintain that position, because more people will be involved. But that's the whole objective. Is not just about getting to a certain goal, but it's also a huge part of it is about maintaining that goal, and not only maintaining, but possibly going beyond. So that's what I feel it should be. There's no black belts in my school, but I've decided to implement like this sort of changing ranking system that changes every single year, and it could change. Different students will hold the title for different years potentially, or it could be the same student that holds that title for every single year, because he has always been on top of his game and continually bettering himself and setting a good example for the other students. But that's my eyes of what would make a perfect student. Not only that, but of course, he needs to be on time. He needs to not cancel, and if he does cancel, he should be able to reschedule. He should, of course, pay his dues on time. Make sure he's responsible with that, and he needs to, of course, promote the school out of his own heart, without, greed as an incentive or money as an incentive, but just because he wants to help the school out of his own heart and promote the school, get more people to join, market the school, bring more people in through the door, and pretty much not expect anything in return. It's just come from his heart. So those are very important attributes, not just for his own individual growth, but he should have that natural drive to want to help the school grow, because as he helps the school grow, he's helping himself grow as well. So that should come from within. He should treat it as if, the school is a big part of his life. Like he should treat the school and its members like family, and he should always have that school in mind to help take the school to the next level. And he should know that it's not just about himself, but it's about, you know, the entire school as a whole. And these are things that should not really be like forced upon, but it just should just come naturally, you know. But that to me is the perfect student, you know, somebody that's representing, you know, inside the school and outside the school. And it's almost like he's the type of person that just likes to help people, and he you know, out of his heart, you know, he gains fulfillment, and with that mentality he wants to help the school grow. And it's not like a business arrangement, it just comes naturally from the heart. Just like, you know, like me making videos to answer people's questions is just coming from the heart. You know, even if I don't make any money, it's not a big deal. I still want to do it because I want to help. Those are the type of people, you know, that would help the school grow, even if they don't get money out of it. You know, they just want to see the school succeed because the school is a part of them as well. You know, but yeah, that's my feedback about it, and hopefully it gets people to reevaluate how they assess, you know, the martial arts. You know, it's not just about fighting, it's not just about fitness, but there's just a lot more to it. You know, it's about growing and becoming a better person. And this assessment is not just something that you just have to do for 1 year or 2 years. It's just something that you got to do for the rest of your life. And it's something, it's not easy to represent, you know, the martial arts to its fullest. But I think that everybody should at least give it a try.